The game of golf is largely based on fundamentals, and the pitch shot is no different. Two of the most basic of basics are the alignment and the ball position. Ball position is almost always going to be placed about equally between each foot. Your alignment, that while you're square on most shots, for the pitch shot you're going to be a little bit on the open side, meaning your front leg's going to be pulled back. You kind of want to preset where you want to be through impact so you don't have to have a lot of movement. But what I'd like to talk about and work on really goes beyond that, because what I see is too often you kind of get caught up in the, what's going on right down here, and you miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that when you have your wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge in your hand and all that loft, you really are trying to create the correct descending blow. And so often, most amateurs that I see on a regular basis, they tend to set up behind the ball, they push their hands too far ahead, their backside gets too low, and what happens, the bottom of the arc of the swing is too far behind the ball, and that results generally in a fat shot, or you raise up and you thin the shot. What I'd like to suggest for your basics of how you set up, make sure that when you set up, your nose, your shirt button, and your navel basically stay in a line. Okay, I like to call that being stacked. You want to stack your nose, your shirt button, and your navel all in a line, and it should set up slightly on the front of the ball. Because if you can set up for a downward blow, a descending blow, you create the ability to use the loft correctly. Something like this. When you can hit that downward blow, you can control the loft. And most amateurs, they end up adding loft because of how far their setup goes behind. A very simple way that you can remember this. Politically, Democrats are considered to the left. When you hit a pitch shot, go ahead, be a Democrat. Lean your upper body, lean your navel, your shirt button, your nose. Line those up so they're slightly on the front edge of the ball, and that's what's going to create that correct descending blow. It's going to generally take the divot you want, which is more of the clip after the ball, not before it, and it's going to then lead you to the consistency of the ball flight you want. So in summary, pay attention to the ball position. Make sure it's between the middle of your feet. Pay attention to your alignment. You are just a little bit open to your line of where you want to aim. But then more importantly, make sure that the bottom of the swing arc, where the club is going to bottom out, is where the golf ball is. And if you've got your setup in a stacked, slightly leaning left position, you can marry that ball position and get the result you want.